All right. Good night. Good night. Sorry for the late start. Thank you for those who are joining us now. It is 6:30. Apologies. We had some technical difficulties here with our equipment. So pushed us back a little bit, but we're going to try to stay faithful to the work that we've done. We had to cancel last week's live because one of the team members was ill, but here we are. Thank you again. So typically, we start at 6 p.m. And allow me to introduce myself. I'm Lionel. I work with the Minding Our Business Financial Academy. We go live every single Wednesday night, usually at 6 p.m. Eastern. We call this session Stewardship in Motion. So it's a midweek stewardship lesson. We try to get through it and share something to help you progress along your stewardship journey. So, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, the topic we're going to talk about, very interesting one. It strikes me deeply as I discuss this. So, we're talking about excellence in earning. So, when we're working as unto the Lord. So, let's just get right into it. We're 30 minutes behind. So, let's just get into it. I want to eat into too much of your evening schedule. I want to start with a question. And really, we just have to be honest with ourselves. How do you actually view your work? Like when the alarm goes off in the morning, what is your first thought usually? Um, is it just like, let me get through today? Is it, when you get to work, I'm just here for the paycheck? I've heard that all the time. Or things we say like, this job is not my life, right? So, or the way you see your work will shape everything else. How you earn, how you manage your money, how you steward the opportunities in front of you. So, this sounds like something that you've struggled with yourself in the past. Go ahead and drop a me in the chat if you're still trying to figure it all out, because most of us are, quite honestly. So we'll look at our scripture reference for this, and it, it it's it's plain. The scripture tells us basically whatever we do, we should be doing it as though we're doing it unto the Lord. That should be our motivation. It's a complete reframe from what we actually do. I have to be honest. In my corporate career, very early, I very clearly had the motivation that what I was doing was as unto the Lord. Um, I have a very complex story of how I got started in healthcare and how I moved through the ranks. I think in the first 5 years, I had five different positions, and that was the way I was able to do it. Many people call that an entrepreneur because the work that I was doing it way beyond the level of the expectations of my peers and my leadership. But then the later part of my career, being in management, not feeling valued, not feeling as though there was equity in the work that I was doing. I lost that focus, I'll put it that way. And ultimately, it's what made me leave corporate America. So I guess that's a benefit for all of you because this is the work I transitioned to. But I clearly see now in retrospect how I lost focus and I wasn't doing it as unto the Lord. I began to work with an expectation of being valued, being compensated appropriately, and all those things. And that's ultimately what made me make a decision to leave. But what I want to say to you tonight is your work is not purely economic, it's spiritual. So our scripture reference, I kind of said it there, but let me give you the location for that. It's Colossians 3:23. And from the NIV, it says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters. So how do we translate that to what we're doing today? Stewardship begins long before you budget. It starts with how you show up to work, how you actually show up to make your income. So, real quick, let's understand who Paul was talking to when he wrote this. These weren't people with cushy jobs and flexible schedules and benefits like we do. Many of them were in difficult, thankless, and sometimes flat out unfair situations. And Paul didn't say, hold on, wait for better conditions. He said, elevate your mindset right now where you are. That hits different, doesn't it? Because here's the truth: work becomes worship when excellence becomes your standard. I'll repeat that. Work becomes worship when excellence becomes your standard. And financially, that matters more than most people realize. Your income is directly connected to your consistency, your reputation, your discipline, and your willingness to grow. So, again, you can say this with me: stewardship does not start with the spending, it starts with earning faithfully. So here's where I'm going to step on some toes a little bit. Lovingly, of course, not intentionally. A lot of us want financial improvement without professional growth. We want better income, more opportunities, more flexibility, but we're showing up disengaged, passive, and merely just reactive. And I need to say this clearly because, again, I am saying that I was in that same situation in corporate America, six-figure earner, managing large teams, um, in a large national healthcare org, but I disconnected. I just got to be honest in it, and it wasn't as unto the Lord. It wasn't the pursuit of excellence. It was about the condition that I was in. I was focusing more on my situation and focusing on um, dedicating my work to ultimately who I should be working for, and based on my faith, that is Christ. So work ethic um, and financial stability are not separate conversations. They are the same conversation. You cannot sustainably improve your finances while neglecting the stewardship of your effort. So here's a framework that I've developed, and it will help you in these situations. There's three ways to steward your work faithfully. The first one is you work with excellence. Let's clear something up first. Excellence is not perfection. Perfection is a trap. Excellence is intentional effort. Working as unto the Lord means you show up prepared, you finish what you started, you keep your integrity even when no one's watching, and people can count on you. And here's why this matters beyond just feeling good about yourself. Excellence builds trust, and trust is a currency, whether you want to agree with that or not. And here's why um, trust leads to promotions, it leads to further opportunities, leads to people referring your services out. Doors that open because somebody vouched for you. You've probably heard before, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Well, your reputation and the fact that people trust you help to build towards that. So if you want to jot this down, depending on where you are in the midst of your day, here's the key statement from this first point. Excellence compounds just like interest. The small, consistent, excellent choices you make today are building something that you can underestimate. Let's move into my second point. Work with a growth mindset. So, work with growth in mind. Faithful workers don't stagnate. And I want you to hear that. If you've been doing the same thing the same way for the last 3 years with no growth, that's not faithfulness. That's comfort dressed up as what you would call consistency. Growth minded workers are always asking, what skill can I sharpen? How do I increase my value? Where can I be more effective? That might look like taking an additional course on your own time, asking for feedback on the job, or just deciding to be more intentional about how you approach your craft. Here's the line I want you to hold on to tonight. Your future income is often hiding inside of your present growth. The raise you're waiting for, it might be attached to a skill you haven't developed yet. So I need you to identify it and go get it. The third point I want to cover here is you have to work with purpose. Most of us rely on pressure, but you have to work with purpose. This last one, this is the one that keeps you from burning out. When your work is only about survival, paying bills, working for the money, when it's just pressure, just bills, just making it, that's what drains you. That's that feeling of burnout. But when your work is connected to something bigger than a paycheck, it changes everything. That's why many of us leave corporate America to find pursuits and passions like me, finances, educating others, building wealth through real estate and precious metals and all those things that I'm interested in. Those are passion things for me. But those are things we need to find within the work that we do now. Purpose says my effort serves something beyond me. My income funds real impact. My discipline today is building something for tomorrow. And that shift from pressure to purpose is what builds resilience. It's what keeps you going on the hard days. So here's another one. You can say this with me. Purpose transforms obligation into opportunity. I'll say that again. Purpose transforms obligation into opportunity. So this was a bit of a shorter lesson. It probably cut a little deeper than others. For me, it resonated because I was in that spot in the past where I did work above and beyond my the expectations that my employer had for me because I was working as unto the Lord. And then again, after 15, 16 years, same organization, multiple different roles, I allowed the negative, the situation I perceived to be negative to impact my purpose and my drive. And it ultimately affected me because I left that position of stability to go out into an entrepreneurial setting, which ultimately is better for my growth because I'm upskilling and I'm learning new skills like this YouTube thing, right? But for some of us, you may not have the history, you may not have the net worth, and you may not have the discipline to jump out on your own yet. So find those 3 points we talked about, find those in the work that you do. So just to review, um, tonight was about something that we don't talk about enough. It's how we work. Faithful stewardship means, again, three main things: pursuing excellence intentionally and consistently, committing to growth, even when it's really uncomfortable. A wise man once said, you need to grow outside your comfort zone, and then your comfort zone will grow to include you. The third point, connecting your effort to your purpose, not just relating to the pressure, the demands, the deadlines, the expectations of your employer. So, financial peace only isn't about just managing your money, it's also about managing the opportunities that the Lord is presenting to you. So, my call to action for you tonight, before you log off tonight, I just want you to sit with this for a second. Where might God be inviting you to elevate your work ethic? Is it in your preparation? Is it your skill set? Is it how consistently you show up? Or maybe flat out it's your attitude. I want you to think about those things for a second. Could your attitude be affecting the amount of compensation you currently make? Well, of course, I want you to be as honest as possible. Nobody else has to see or know your answer, but I'm not going to ask you to post it or drop it in the chat. But if you can connect with it, feel free to drop any comment and let me know how, if you've ever been in this situation before and if you felt it. If you did have it at one time and maybe you lost it like I did, um, just comment, open the conversation with me. So, as always, we're part of the MOB Financial Academy. You already know we build holistic stewardship, earning, managing, and multiplying faithfully. This is part of that foundation. And if you want to work um, at your stewardship journey, well, go ahead and find us. We're in the school community. We're building out an awesome community for you. There is a completely free community. It's robust. You will walk away with real, tangible things that will help you along your stewardship journey, not just fluff at all. So please take advantage of the opportunity and allow us to serve you. So, in closing, I want to say when you work as unto the Lord, your effort gains eternal significance and your stewardship gains practical power. So, I'll see you next Wednesday. Uh, I'll be vacationing. It's spring break. My senior son wants to head out to the beach, but I will be faithful. I'll show up for you guys on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Hopefully, we won't have any of the technical difficulties we had tonight. And I'll see you then. So head out, stay active, and be excellent at whatever it is you do to feed your family. Thanks for joining us at the MOB Academy. Now stop scrolling and go mind your business.